Well, hi Leos! Welcome to Universal Guidance Tarot. It's time for your weekly reading. I've shuffled these cards very well. This is a two-part reading. The overall energy of this reading will be the center card in the first part of the reading. So, if you feel compelled, please like and subscribe. Otherwise, let's just get started. I'm pulling up sleeves. It's getting warm in here. Here we go for Leos. What do you need to know? What's coming up in your life? Any advice? Leos. Oh, please. For Leos, please. Okay, let's see what we have for our Leos. I put the cards down in the same order that they come out of the deck. Your overall energy is the Ace of Swords, Leo. That is truth and clarity to conversation. Sometimes the cards want to give you truth and clarity. So, I have most of the cards I need for the second part of the reading. I have the Ace of Swords, overall energy, truth, clarity through conversation, self-protectant, strong energy, the Ace of Swords. So, up in your highest energy, I have the Knight of Wands. Wow. Well, okay, if this is your reading, there's somebody who runs in and out of your life, and it is affecting you. This is a very unsettled energy that's up in your energy. This is running in with the staff of fresh starts and new beginnings, and running out with the staff of passion. Very, very ungrounded, just not committable, not stable, not really available. I mean, these are the two strongest energies in the whole reading. So I think we're going to get some truths here. I think we're going to get some cards to kind of look at to help you decide what you need to do. So next to the Knight of Wands is the King of Swords. And your highest energy here next to the Knight of Wands. All cards are male or female. So King of Swords is air, Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius that might be strong in your chart or someone else's around this reading. But what the King is doing here is having that sword up in self-protection, seeking the truth and the clarity, guarding oneself with the truth and clarity. So that's being very strong and very self-protectant. And it's like you're guarding yourself from this energy of the Knight of Wands. I'm feeling like you're about done with that Knight of Wands energy because your sword is up. I have the Page of Cups right next to the King of Swords. Page of Cups, this is immature energy. I feel like this is attached to the Knight of Wands. I feel like this is another thing that your sword is up against. The Page of Cups has a fish in the cup. So there can't be a whole lot of love there. It can be half full, okay? This is a card for Pisces because there is a fish in the cup. So Pisces might be strong in someone's chart around this reading. But that's all you're getting from the Knight of Wands. And I think that you're just like getting done with that. If this is your reading. If this reading does not end up resonating with you, I would check your moon sign, which is your private and emotional self, or get a private reading from somebody that you trust. So let's get on with it. I got the Two of Pentacles under the Knight of Wands. Yeah, you've had these highs and lows. Your highs are when they're there. Your lows are when they're not there. When they're there, you think that, hey, we got something special. And when they're gone, you just wonder, where is your head? What are you thinking? The ships are just bouncing around out there on the waters. So you wonder, sometimes you feel like they are your ship coming in, but these waters are very unsettled here. I'm feeling like your ship is still out there. Let's keep reading for Leos. I have the Hierophant on the other side of the Ace of Swords and under the Page of Cups. This is the card for Taurus. So Taurus might be strong in your chart or someone else's around this reading. But this is about traditional values, traditional morals. You need to know the truth about this energy. This is about security, groundedness, stability. This is a very spiritual card for marriage. Well, you need to know. Are they commutable? Are they available? Can they be grounded? I don't even think they have the love to be committable right now. That can change. So let me read the reading. I have the Five of Wands under the Two of Pentacles. There's a lot of stress involved in this relationship. Anxiety, confusion, all up in your head, thinking all which way, every which way in your mind. So yeah, a lot of confusion. But the thing is with this truth here, I have the Chariot right next to the Five of Wands. Yeah, you're ready to move forward from it. This is the card for Cancer, so Cancer might be strong in someone's chart around this reading. But this is about moving forward, and you can move forward pretty quickly if you just snap the reins. Those sphinxes there, they can get up and they can book. So, this is, so far, what the reading is about, is getting to the truth, getting to the clarity of what is going on here, because it is driving you insane. I have the Eight of Wands next to the Chariot and under the Hierophant. This is conversations through texts, emails, phone calls, video chats, something through the airways, back and forth, back and forth. You're going to get your answers about this energy. Let's take out the second part of this reading. Oh, you have three aces there. You got the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. And you also got the Queen of Swords along with the King of Swords. So there is a soulmate connection. Doesn't mean you have to be with them. One more. There we go. Okay. So the Ace of Pentacles is right next to the Page of Cups. Yeah, you're looking for the offer, the big fat offer of stability, security, commitment. It might be coming. Now, I didn't expect that reading this reading in the beginning, but I kind of see some things here that are coming out that looks like once you have this conversation and you get all your chips on the table and you actually talk about what each other want from each other, it seems to change the dynamics of this relationship. I have the Page of Swords next to the Ace of Pentacles. There you are with your sword up again. You're not swinging it, but you are seeking the truth and the clarity, and you will swing it if you have to. Maybe this is something they needed to know, you know. I don't know why some people need that little push to either be in or be out. And until they're faced with whether they're in or out, they just never make a decision. They're wishy-washy, like with the Two of Pentacles. So the Page of Swords here. You got your sword up. You're wondering if they even have a pentacle at all. Are they available? Are they committable? So, you know, I can see why you're confused, definitely. I have the Knight of Cups right next to the Page of Swords. Well, it feels like they kind of like clean up their act. They go from the Knight of Wands to the Knight of Cups. They kind of change their tune. They're like, well, yeah, I love you, if you have to ask, you know. Like, do you love me, you know? And then they go, yeah, I love you, and, you know, I can do better, something like that. This is a sincere offer. The Knight of Wands is not. So they kind of change their tune in this relationship. I have the Ace of Wands under the Ace of Pentacles and next to the Hierophant. There's your fresh start and new beginning. It's like this conversation and you know, actually talking about all this and figuring out, you know, what do they really want out of this relationship. It does kind of instigate a fresh start and a new beginning. It's blossoming. The Queen of Swords is right next to the Ace of Wands and under the Page of Swords. There you are. You got your hand out. You're speaking your truth and you're asking for truth and clarity. Here's the soulmate connection right here. You know, this relationship, if it does turn out to be long-term and a really good, and they come out of that Knight of Wands energy and actually go into that Knight of Cups energy, it will be based upon truth. It will be based upon clarity and conversation, okay? Communication. So, that's the soulmate energy here. So the Queen has her hand out to this Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles is right under the Knight of Cups. You've been feeling stuck. You've been feeling weighed down. You've been feeling like you're not moving any direction in this relationship. And this is something you really need to talk about. And this is what gets them like, well, yeah, you know, they come out. Then they come out with, well, yeah, you know, what, I'm sorry you feel that way, but yeah, I want to see where this relationship goes. I'll do better. I'm sorry that you know, that this is, I've been affecting you this way. You know, it's something like that is happening. I have the cups under the Ace of Wands and next to the Eight of Wands. Well, your fresh start, new beginning. You know, cups of love, sunshine and rainbows. This is union between two people. There's children dancing. There's a lot of joy associated in this card and a lot of love, and that's an equal exchange of love. It's next to this Eight of Wands, which is like all this conversation, all of this communication. That's what surrounds the entire reading. So not only face to face, but it continues through texting, emails, or something over the airways. So I have the Justice card next to the Ten of Cups and under the Queen of Swords. The Justice card is the card for Libra, so Libra might be strong in your chart, their chart, or around this reading. Now, the Queen and King of Swords can be Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. And here is Libra. So this is you with your sword up. You're being strong, okay? You're already the King of Swords. You're trying to stay balanced as you ask these questions. You don't want things to get out of hand. You want to keep your cool and keep your sword up at the same time that you talk about how this relationship's been making you feel. And what comes out of this relationship at the end of this reading is the Sun, favorite card. The card for fresh starts and new beginnings, just like the Ace of Wands, except there's lots of love and lots of joy also associated with this card. Wow. So this took a turn. This took a turn I was not expecting. I'm going to take out an angel card for Leos. Let's see. It may not have to do with this reading, but if it doesn't, then it's something I wasn't able to cover. Either way, it could be something I wasn't able to cover, but find out what they have to say. Okay, for Leos. All right. What do you need to hear from your guardian angels? Way down there. It's be open to success. Let's see what this card says. It's card number 7, if that means anything to you. Look at all the wonderful things you can do when you listen to your divine guidance. You've balanced so many different priorities and have come out a winner. That's a Justice card, getting all balanced. There will be a lot of recognition and praise headed your way, but don't be shy. Allow others to shower you with the gratitude you deserve. That is beautiful, wonderful. You know, I kind of feel like this person is going to be like, I am just so glad that you, with you feeling this way, you didn't like kick me to the curb and you're giving me another chance. And that is gratitude. And I definitely feel that in this reading. So Leos, this is your reading. Oh, and the Sun can be a card for Leo too. It can. Leo, this is your reading. Thank you for watching Universal Guidance Tarot.